My guest today is Tara Rice, mother of Jalen Rice, who has been held at Tarrant County Jail for more than 2 years for charges that Tara maintains are baseless. In mid 2020, Jalen, who was 16 at the time, was charged with arson for a slightly burnt rug and criminal mischief. Judge Alex Kim placed Jalen, who has an intellectual disability, on monitored release. When he missed his scheduled Zoom meeting on October of that year, Judge Kim sent Jalen to Tarrant County Jail, even though family code law prohibits children from being sent to jail. Though still a minor, Jalen, who was 16 at the time of the alleged crime, is being charged as an adult in Judge Chris Wolf's 213th District Court. Prosecutor William Knight initially offered a plea deal of 25 years, which he later reduced to 15. So Tara, I know you have been in touch with Jalen's court-appointed attorney. Has the DA's office or law enforcement described any evidence of the alleged offense?
No, actually, after I start, because of my persistence,
Mhm.
they're actually his attorney, his court-appointed attorney, Stephen Gordon,
Mhm.
stopped communicating with me and basically has gone to see Jalen in person
Mhm.
after all this time and try to basically make me out to be the bad guy.
Mhm. So at no point has anyone described any evidence of this.
No, I have not seen anything. There's no body cam. I even found out there's one piece of DNA. There was that's in the lab, that's in the evidence room. That was from 2020. They said on the report, the fire report, that they
Mhm.
had 97 photos. No one has those 97
Mhm.
photos that were taken at the time.
Mhm.
Um, there was actually they refused to get any. They didn't want fire trucks there. They did not want medics. They put it out with a fire extinguisher. So that would lead me to say that crime scene was pretty much contaminated.
Mhm. You mentioned that Jalen was 40 miles away from the scene of the crime at the time. How do you know that?
Robert Keating, he actually, he showed us FBI analysis and it was pinpointing him 40,
Mhm.
40 minutes away,
They can locate his.
which we were in Arlington. We lived in Arlington at the time. So,
Mhm. And is that because they can locate his cell phone?
yeah, through,
Okay.
I guess, towers. So, yes.
Okay. They can pinpoint his towers. Okay. Um, so what is your son's current mental state? Describe his intellectual disability and how jail has affected his well-being.
Well, Jalen is deteriorating every single day.
Hmm.
He does not grasp or comprehend what is going on around him. Constantly on edge,
Hmm.
and they're not giving him his medication. He does not understand or comprehend what he's signing. He'll
Hmm.
sign it.
And I'm sure you're terrified that they might coerce him into signing a plea bargain.
Right. And that's why I would never give up. I would never give up. They thought 2 years down the road I would just give up and just call it quits. But no, even though sometimes I have to distance myself because I have to protect my own mental health, and and I have to let Jalen know I love you dearly, and I am still fighting for you. Just because you don't hear from me does not mean
Hmm.
that I'm not fighting for you. I'm going to continue to fight. That is my son.
Hmm.
That his life matters, just like anyone else's life.
You have been public about your son's treatments, mistreatment, I should say. Have you faced retaliation for speaking out about Jalen?
Yes, I have been arrested. I have. I'm currently sitting in the dark right now because I came back from where I was in hiding at
Hmm.
to protect my children. And my house was broken into, and also there was carbon dioxide. Lines were cut, and the police department did not even want to. They can't. It took them over an hour to get to my home.
You mentioned there was a false police report.
Oh yes,
Okay.
Summer, who is another one of the ex-girlfriends. Um, she lied about a police report that Jalen's bond hearing was on June 10th. Everybody was subpoenaed and served. Mine came back and said unserved.
Hmm.
And and I don't see how that could have been. You know how to get a hold of me any other time. But the night is, it was on June 10th, 2022. They came in there and they made false statements um, against Jalen. His court appointed attorney, Stephen Gordon, did not, he was on vacation with the fling, whatever he was doing, but it was very unprofessional. And, he didn't cross-examine the witnesses or anything, did not call me in to testify to discredit them or anything. So it was basically set up for failure from the beginning. But she made a false police report that night on June the 11th, 2022, saying that I came and I busted out her and her daughter's windows as retaliation for her testifying at Jalen's bond hearing. And Fort Worth PD refuses to release that police report.
Okay. Over the years, I've heard from attorneys and people on the inside of the criminal justice system that judges, prosecutors, and defense attorneys all have an interest to have plea bargain deals signed by defendants, because it moves the docket forward. Just get them to sign, admit guilt, move it forward. Do you see a system where the plea bargain deal is used to wrongfully convict people?
Yes, I do. I think that they are preying on Jalen's mental health. They're using that to their advantage. Instead of getting him the help he needs, and they're depriving him of his medication as we speak. They have not been giving him his medication in custody.
So what are the next steps? I know you're trying to raise public awareness. That's why we're talking. You've been on other shows and podcasts. Do you have a plan to save your son from signing this plea deal?
I do have a plan from saving my son from signing this plea deal, because I'm going to file a lawsuit against everyone involved and make sure they're held accountable and they pay for what they have done to me and not just Jalen, but my family. Because it not only does this affect the individual that's in custody, because you're trying to stop them from railroading that child and keep his mental health together. Then you have other children who, the downside of it, when people are corrupt and the corruption, you can't focus on the others, like mental health and things like that, their needs. So because you're too busy trying to stop them from railroading your other son. So you're missing things, and it's not fair. It's not fair. It's a cause and effect. It's a reaction to everything. This is what you get when you get corrupt people in office.
Let's close by talking about Jalen. What was he like before he went to jail? Can you just describe him, and what were his interests, his personality?
Well, Jalen is an awesome big brother. Like, he is my oldest child. Him and his brothers are really, really close. And he always looks out for his siblings. My 2-year-old daughter, Zuri. I never thought it really breaks my heart that her whole 2 years of life, he has been incarcerated. They basically took his childhood from him because of their own political agenda. And he was able to graduate high school, even through the midst of all this. I was still persistent and made sure he graduated high school. But he was not able to walk the stage. And they took that from me. And not just me, they took that from him. That is my oldest child. And it's like they're taking away from, him. And even though he's still incarcerated, his sisters, they know him and they love him. And it's like, it's just, the dynamic is off, and it's not fair. It's not right. And they need to pay, they need to be held accountable, because they took a lot from my kids.
There's a lot of layers to this, Tara. So we're going to know.
Layers. But I do thank you for
absolutely. Yeah.
Story out there.
No, this is just the beginning. So
yes,
stay strong.
And thank you. You have a great day.
Thank you.